What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the weight pro. As the guys have already checked in, the classic physique and the 212 guys, they will be the happiest after making the weight cutoff. Because most of these guys were depleting pretty damn hard to make those weight cutoffs. And finally they can have some carbs now. So the best picture that I came across after the check-ins, that was posted by Behrouz Tabani on his story, with his coach and his rival's coach, Chris Cormier, along with Rubil Mosquera. So in the 90s, Chris Cormier and Milos Sarcev, they used to compete against each other. And they did so multiple times. Although I have to say Chris Cormier was an elite bodybuilder. And I'm not taking a dig at Milos. But the thing is, the highest Milos ever placed at the Olympia, that was top 10. While Chris plays in the first call out multiple times. And here we're gonna see Behrouz Tabani and Rubil battle it out. So this show is gonna decide who really is the best out there. I mean, we already know what Behrouz Tabani is capable of. And I'm sure once again, he is gonna be absolutely shredded to the bone. But there is a big question mark on Rubil. So this is only his second pro show. And fact of the matter is Rubil has all the size in the world to destroy this lineup. But the question is, will he be able to match the conditioning of a guy like Behrouz Tabani? Will his squats be more separated? So less than 2 days to find out. So Behrouz Tabani posting this picture, that I have to say is a great gesture. Because after all, these guys are brothers in iron. So Fouad and Ben Chow did not get the lineup they were hoping for at their first ever Detroit Pro. So multiple guys who committed to doing this show, they later dropped out. And I am not gonna lie, they put up a lot of money for the very first time, along with different awards as well. So we all expected a bad lineup. But the thing is, the feedback that these guys received after Detroit Pro this year, that was one of the best out there. That was really encouraging, especially with that whole black backdrop, great lighting, and superb streaming quality as well. So these guys definitely set a new standard. And I think we can all agree that Detroit Pro arguably had the best lighting setup out of all the shows that happened this year. And the Arnold Classic was a close second. And all that positive feedback, that has encouraged these guys to keep it going. And these guys just confirmed that Detroit Pro is coming back in 2025. And that is going to be happening at the end of March. And this time we expect to see a much bigger and a deeper lineup. So only one guy is going to earn the Olympia qualification at the Arnold. And Detroit Pro is scheduled roughly 2 weeks after the Arnold tour. So that is going to be a good opportunity to earn some money as well as the Olympia qualification. Some other bodybuilding stars are also there in Dubai to promote their sponsors. And of course because of contractual obligations. And also in support of Dubai Pro as well. So Quinton Beef Stew, and Regan Grimes. These guys are there. So Regan, although isn't competing this year, but he is looking absolutely massive at his current size in this phase of his off-season. So interesting that Regan decided to take this year off, because as per his original plan, he was gonna compete in Van Pro. And Regan might have won that one, and I have to say quite easily, and he would have definitely qualified for this year's Miss Olympia. We cannot forget that this guy placed 9th in the world last year, and the biggest reason of him sitting out of this season and setting out of this year's Miss Olympia, that was because he felt like he did not make enough improvements to place in the first call out at the Olympia level. And I have to say his assessment is 100% accurate. The first call out this year, that is gonna be absolutely insane and nuts. So Regan has been competing as a pro since 2017. And even he himself admits that the year he went to Kuwait, came back and decided to switch to classic physique category. That was a total waste of time for him, because he's struggling at the top level based on not having enough size, enough mass. His shape is probably one of the best in the men's open class. So last year Regan's physique at the Olympia, that was his best ever, and he came back after taking 1 year off. So let's just hope that him taking another year off, that is gonna be well worth it in the end, and hopefully he lives up to his potential in 2025. Whether Nick Walker wins the Olympia this year or not, only time will tell. But this man 100% believes that this time, in 11 weeks time, he is gonna be the last man standing.
Now, I want to be known as the first Mr. Olympia that did swimming for cardio.
Felt like I was gonna die. I'll be honest.
So the thing is, you do not hear this kind of stuff from let's say Samson Dauda or Andrew Jack calling themselves Mr. Olympia. And actually both these guys also have a great shot at winning the title. So I have to say anyone who places in the top 5, they have a realistic shot at winning the title. But Nick's confidence is just on a different level. And the thing is, he has always been this way. He has always been super confident. But I have to say, if the chances of you winning the title that heavily rely on the top guys coming in off. I mean, his own coach Matt Jensen said that Nick can probably beat that Hadi Choopan that showed up at last year's Mr. Olympia, but not the version that showed up at this year's Arnold Classic, especially the one in Columbus. So if Nick is relying on Hadi Choopan coming in off, and that is the only way he sees he has a shot at winning the Olympia title, then I have to say his chances of winning the big show, they are kinda slim. Because neither Hadi nor Derek are playing any games, and we just saw what Hadi could do when the man is truly on. But wait till you see the new version of Derek Lunsford as well at this upcoming Miss Olympia. Because if anyone thinks that Derek is just gonna show up the way he did at last year's Miss Olympia, then I have to say they're just being delusional. And truth of the matter is, even a guy like Martin Fitzwater, who is just about to make his Olympia debut, we can absolutely guarantee that even he believes that he could take out Nick Walker, especially after what happened at this year's New York Pro. Because the thing is, we all know that Mutant also made some big statements even before this year's New York Pro, that he is just gonna dominate this lineup and he is gonna destroy everyone. But at the end, it turned out to be totally opposite of that, because he was only able to get away with the win by just 1 point. That too against a guy who hasn't even been on the Olympia stage yet. So right now at 11 weeks out, what do you guys think? What are the chances of him winning the Olympia title this year? Next up, we have an update from Patrick Moore. So is Patrick planning to do one of these upcoming shows, either Tampa or Texas Pro? Because he is putting those hints in the captions, but still not announcing which show he's going for. So his aim is to get back on the Olympia stage. And I'm afraid all these guys who are going for Texas Pro and skipping Tampa Pro, they're making a big mistake. Because this new version of Andrew Jacked, that is just gonna eat him alive. In fact, even the older version of Andrew Jacked, even he would dominate this lineup. So we saw the biggest offseason of Patrick this year. A few months ago, he looked absolutely blown up. And that is something that was missing from him throughout the most part of his career. So Patrick has made it to the Olympia stage twice in his career, in 2019 and in 2021. But his physique in 2019, when he was working with Chris Azito, that was by far the best look of his career. Although he was small, but still he managed to crack top 10 because the guy was just so damn ripped at that show. And he could have placed even higher than that. So the question now is that, can Patrick still be a factor in the big shows like the Olympia or the Arnold? I'm afraid the answer is no. The recent talent has just surpassed him. But if he can bring that same conditioning from 2019, along with the size that he has now, plus if he can retain all that size with that kind of conditioning, he has all the tools to potentially win a show and step on the Olympia stage again. So Patrick was always known for his beautiful physique. He just wasn't big enough. So let's see what kind of a look he brings to the stage this time. And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.